The IPO and deal-making bonanza many predicted would be unleashed under Trump 2.0. It has yet to materialize, but one big name long anticipated to go public, Turo, pulled its listing entirely last week. And on top of that, new FTC Chair Andrew Ferguson saying the commission will retain stricter merger guidelines finalized in the final weeks of the Biden administration. So what does all that mean for private markets and investors? Well, joining me now is Erik Hirsch, co-CEO at private markets giant Hamilton Lane. Erik, good to see you. So what are the signs you see, despite those things I mentioned, that the IPO market's coming back this year?
John, good to be with you again. I think we've got two sides competing with each other right now. The one side that's winning is the sign of just general market uncertainty. That's really the issue. On the other side, I think the positive factors are twofold. One, there are a number of very high-quality businesses in the hands of the private markets that are ready, they're mature, they're cash flow positive, they're growing, and they're looking for an exit. The IPO market is the logical conclusion for them. And the public markets need more new names. Too much concentration in the hand of a few technology businesses. And so for the public markets to also be healthy, they're going to need some new, fresh blood in there. So you've got that on one side, which is positive. But on the other side, and again, the other side is winning today, is just general market uncertainty of what's happening, where are we going, what are all the changes that the administration is doing, and what's the impact going to be.
I was just talking about 3 hours ago with the founder and CEO of a cybersecurity software name that's the very type that investors should be chomping at the bit, I imagine, to have coming public. Can the IPO market really have a good year without software? Because he's kind of on the sidelines watching to see if the market's stable enough.
I think it could be a couple of things. I don't think it's just one thing. I think there's room for more software. There's also more interest and demand for more traditional non-tech businesses to kind of get some of those weightings more balanced out. So I think it can be an and. I don't think it has to be an either or.
And what sectors?
So I think you're going to see manufacturing. I mean, one of the sort of the tailwinds is if we're talking about reshoring a whole lot of manufacturing and reinvestment in this country, that is going to be a big tailwind for some hardcore general manufacturing. Same is true for things around the food supply chain. Same is true for healthcare. So there are a lot of obvious industries that are going to benefit near term and longer term on some of these administrative changes on making kind of an America First agenda and what that means for growth in some domestic sectors.
Now, we were just talking earlier on the show about tariffs and the impact perhaps on the market action today. Your expectation is that a lot of President Trump's positioning around that is about negotiating, not actually about having tariffs?
I think we have to wait and see. I mean, right now, I would say it's been more tactics than tariffs. But if that becomes all tariffs and no more tactics and no more negotiating, then I think obviously we'll see a market reaction to that. I think this is why we're kind of you sort of see the market kind of ebbing and flowing, waiting to see what is a negotiating tactic or what is actually going to be a real change. Same thing is true on what's happening with sort of the government job sector. Are we going to see thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of jobs reduced across government? We don't know yet. Where are those folks going to go into the workforce? We don't know yet because we don't know exactly today exactly where all those cuts are coming from, who's being cut, what level and what skill set they're bringing. So I think this is back to my earlier point of this is exactly the root of the uncertainty of why doing an IPO today or doing an M&A deal today feels a little bit questionable because there's a whole lot of items that we just don't have resolution on right now.